Hello, this is Claude White, and this is a very special Pittsburgh Steelers report. Now, last night the Steelers finally won their first game of the year, 30-27, holding off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Ryan Fitztragic. Listen, I'm not going to call them Fitzmagic. I mean, wow. I mean, any Jet fan who's worth their salt knows that he did that for 1 year, looked like a savior, and then they gave him a contract, and he looked like, well, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So you knew that he was going to come crashing back down to earth anyway. And even with that, Steelers almost gave the game away. Their defense played pretty well for the most part. In fact, pick 6 by Bud Dupree. Finally had a sighting of him. Got tired of him getting sliced and diced by Travis Kelce. I mean, Jesus Christ. Why do they have him covering anybody is an absolute joke. He's a pass rusher, okay? Now, I understand that he is a very good athlete, but he's more of a pass rusher than a guy that you want him defending your best tight end, But that's the Steelers for you. But to me, even though the Steelers won this game, and I still think that they're going to win the division, I'm not scared of any team in that division. The only team that might worry me a little bit is the Ravens because of their defense, because that team can knock out Big Ben, can knock out Antonio Brown. Now, Cincinnati can do it too, but they'll do it the cheap way. Baltimore will do it within the rules of the game. I am afraid of that. I'm not afraid, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. I am leery of that cheap shot artist, Vontaze Burfict. Not scared of anybody or any man. The only things that scare me are God and AIDS, but that's another story, okay? But I'm not scared of any team in that division. So I still feel the Steelers will do it. But to me, the bigger story is now the Steelers are going to listen to trade offers for Leveon Bell. Now, I've been eerily silent throughout this whole thing. Now, I did think that Leveon Bell was not going to play another game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really did believe that. And he has stuck to his guns. And to be quite honest, and any of you know, I've been a critic of some of Leveon Bell's deal. Now, I've been fair and honest about him as well. Now, was I sick of him dancing like Michael Jackson? I understand that's his running style. It drives me nuts. But is he the best running back in pro football? It's not even close. You want to bring up Todd Gurley? Yeah, good luck with that. How about Zeke the Freak? Please. Listen, I could run behind that offensive line. Leveon Bell helped make the Steelers' offensive line. And for those, speaking of the Steelers' offensive line, for those two men to do what they did to Leveon Bell is an absolute disgrace, and they make me ashamed to be a Steeler fan. For Marquise Pouncey and Ramon Foster to bellyache about what Leveon Bell is trying to do, trying to feed his family and make his money, I mean, that is so disgusting. That goes against any code in the locker room. You could talk about what AB did, and what AB did was dead wrong. What he did to Mike Tomlin and to his Steelers. But this was 20 times worse. It's not even close. Think AB is talking about Leveon Bell's money? How about Big Ben Roethlisberger, who's never been a leader? Never. That's part of the problem. That's why you can't put Big Ben up there with Breeze and Rodgers and Manning and Brady. You can't put him there because he's never been a leader. Let's face it, the real leaders of those teams when they won championships were Big Game James Farrier, those guys, the Bus, Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, those were the leaders of the Steelers teams. Not Big Ben. He rode the coattails. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying they would have won without him, but Big Ben is not a true leader. He's not. I'm sorry. And I like Ben as far as him playing quarterback, but he has certain games, like the first game of the season in Cleveland. There's no way the Steelers should have, to me, that's a loss. I don't give a fuck if it's a tie. It's a loss. It's Cleveland. Give me a break. Steelers should be 3-0 if they had a real defense. I'm not even going to go there. That defense is horrific. They can't rush the passer. They can't do shit. They can't stop the run anymore. That's scary. If you're going to trade, see, to me, they should have done something with the Giants. Trade L. Bell. They should have signed and trade L. Bell for Saquon Barkley and Snacks Harrison. You want to do that? I have no problems. Or even Janoris Jenkins. Could have got him. I could deal with Jenkins and Joe Hayden. I could deal with that if you didn't want to bring back Saquon Barkley. But to me, and listen, Connor, is he an okay running back? Yeah, he's serviceable, but he's not Le'Veon Bell. The way the Steelers have handled this is an absolute disgrace. Steelers, they're going to have the same year they had last year. They'll win the division, get knocked out in the divisional, or in the first round. I'm just not feeling this team. They need to almost scrap it and start from scratch. Because I don't see Big Ben playing any better. AB is already at the apex of his prime. He's going to start declining. The Steelers have ruined their version of the triplets. They ruined it. And listen, I was never afraid of this year. I mean, every Steeler fan who was scared, they might lose. Listen, then you're not true Mike Tomlin fans. And anybody who wants to criticize him, I have no problem with that. Tomlin is partly to blame for this. But before you talk about, he should be fired. He's a Rudy coach. He won with Bill Cowher's players, please. Bill Cowher, man, should have been ran out the door. Mike Tomlin's first losing season will be just that, his first losing season. But the way that the Steelers have handled the Le'Veon Bell thing, you know who's getting a pass on this and shouldn't? And the GM, Kevin Goldberg, he should be fired. I'm tired of him. Treat these players like peons. They should have paid the man. If you had gave him 3 years, $45 million, all of it guaranteed, he would have signed on the dotted line. You could have did that 2 years ago. You didn't. You let it fester. Now he's done. You can't bring him back to his locker room. Can't do it. I'll be back later on in the week. Going to go over the top 5 destinations for Le'Veon Bell. Please like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very special Pittsburgh Steelers report. Claude White speaking. Please take care and God bless.